Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today is November the 5th, 2021. Remember the 5th of November. Crypto Rewind. Today I'm joined by my co-host, as usual, Satoshi Sean, and our guest is Papajo. And before we begin the show, real quick, few messages. I want to do a quick advertisement for Rice TVX and then some messages from the sponsors of the channel. Before we get into it, make sure you visit ricetvx.com and sign up for my mailing list so you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. Plus, you can find my social media links, contact information, get Rice TVX merch coming soon via the shop, and more. If this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, check out and explore my channels. Make sure you subscribe to Rice TVX and Rice TVX2. Both can be found on YouTube. And hit the notification bell to get alerted to new videos. Also, you can follow me on Odyssey and Library, where I have my full catalog of videos plus extra content. And you can also find Rice TVX on BitChute. If you want to support Rice TVX and what I do directly, I have my PayPal, Cash App, plus my cryptocurrency addresses via my Cointree link below in the video description. You can also join my Patreon channel, where you will get early access to some of my videos, exclusive content, and more, with 4 different levels of membership, all offering something different.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
And you can always find information for the sponsors of Rice TVX down below in every single video description for BitSwap Dex, for Monarch, and Presearch. We are currently live streaming on both Rice TVX and Rice TVX2, which is the backup channel. Both can be found on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels. Also, I did a video yesterday. I'm going to be in Miami for 2 different events, Miami Crypto Experience and Mark Moss's Market Disruptors Live between November 10th and 14th. So check out the video from yesterday. I am going to be doing a community call-in show for people to join the show tomorrow. I just changed everything with the time, so let me go and make sure I'm confirming it and saying the correct time. I think it's 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and that is correct. So 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Be sure to join me. That would be 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and I'll have a link down below where you, the viewer, subscriber, want to come on the show. It's going to be a community show, and you're more than welcome to join me, and that's how we're going to do it. Now, just in case you have never taken advantage of my partnership with Money Metals Exchange, I got one more quick little advertisement. I want to make sure you take advantage of this. It's a way to support the channel. Look out for yourself. Hedge against this inflation, deflation, whatever's coming, because it's going to get bad no matter what. Silver and gold, crypto are good ways of being able to preserve your wealth. Not financial advice, but proven. Silver and gold have proven themselves throughout history. Get your free half ounce of silver. If you are looking to purchase and invest in precious metals, gold and silver are both good safe haven assets to hedge against the financial collapse we are experiencing. Check out Money Metals Exchange. I partnered up with them and you can get a free half ounce of silver. Visit moneymetals.com, be a first-time buyer, purchase a minimum of $100, and use the promo code RICE. You get a free half ounce of silver, and it's another way to support the channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by my co-host as usual, the way we do this on most Fridays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We will not be doing it next Friday. I will be in Miami. Got all kinds of things going on next Friday, so we are not going to be doing Crypto Rewind next Friday. Sean, you want to unmute yourself? So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you guys smash that like button. It helps other people to be able to find this information in the YouTube algorithm flow. Make sure you're checking out both these guys' channels. Everybody should know Satoshi Sean, but he's got a YouTube channel. Make sure you're going over and subscribe to it if you are not already. Link is down below. What's going on with you, my friend?
Usual. I'm doing a big giveaway the next week, which that sucks that we're not going to be on next Friday, but I hope you have fun in Miami. I'm giving away. You can look up what
if we talk between now and then, and I have time for something that you're going to do on your show, I may be able to pop in on for something like you're
okay.
Do. So
yeah,
we'll talk. I just don't know about scheduling anything right now in advance and me being able to run a stream. So, but
okay. I can run it, and you can just come on. Yeah. And I can run it on your channel too. You know, because I know how to do that. Even though you don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm doing a big giveaway. Why don't you go to satoshizgirls.com.
Satoshizgirls.com?
Yeah, satoshizgirls.com.
Okay. Is this safe?
Yeah. There's some under boob and side boob, but you know, no nibbles.
Satoshizgirls.com didn't do it.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
Well, give it a little search there, man.
It says SATOSHISGIRLS. Girls or girl?
Satoshi'sGirls.com. You know what? You can go to, I'll send you the Twitter link, or you can find it on Twitter.
I don't know how you're trying to communicate with me. Send me the link in the private chat, please. This is
that's Satoshi's Girls at it's SatoshiGirls.co.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
No, there's one letter all com. The M is all
Satoshi, like singular.
Yeah, Satoshi
Girls.co. That sounds really bad. Okay. So we've got cartoon.
Here we go.
Pervert
NFTs. So this big NFT project
they were created by humans.
They're created by people, drawn by artists, and they're limited to 500. When they get to a certain point, they're going to give away money to
this shit on the channel?
To charity. But I'm giving away one next week.
Cool. All right. Sweet.
We'll
talk about it more.
Satoshi's girl next week on my channel.
And you can follow Satoshi Sean on his Twitter account and find this information.
Yeah, and just all you gotta do is comment on the videos for the week, and then you're gonna be entered in the drawing for the NFT.
Word up. Well,
I appreciate all that Satoshi gas Sean. To send you.
I appreciate Satoshi Sean for tuning in. I appreciate Papa Joe for tuning in. Gloria, Mr. X, Andy Lee, Identity Block. Good seeing you, House Hector. Good seeing you. So we're going to bring in our guest today. This is Papa Joe. He's got his very own YouTube channel with the same name, and he's got the Papa Joe Show. So, Papa Joe, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on, guys? How you doing today?
Doing well, man. I appreciate
you. Good to see you, man.
Appreciate you accepting the invitation to come on.
Yeah, fantastic. Glad to be here. Was not expecting it. It was a lot of fun. Glad to be here, man.
Well, we have I didn't talk to Sean about you, but we have a mutual friend, and that would be Ben Semche. Ben Semche.
Nice.
Mr. Bitcoin and Ben. These guys are friends. He's spent some time with Ben and went over to BitBoy's studio over and all that good stuff. So I'll kind of let Papa Joe explain who he is, what his channel is about, and all that good stuff, and then we'll get into some awesome news from this past week.
Chris, we need to get him hooked up with Larry, and then he could do the Larry and Papa Joe show.
That sounds interesting.
From the old days, there was a show called the Larry and Joe Show.
Yeah,
and they had a lot of like huge names on that show. It was a very small channel. They had like massive interviews. But yeah, they're not around anymore.
That's pretty
hilarious. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Papa Joe's like an upgrade from regular Joe.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man. So yeah, I'm Papa Joe. Everyone, nice to see you guys. Nice to meet you. It's actually kind of very pleasantly surprised to be able to invite it on here. So I really do appreciate you guys doing that. So
no problem, man.
little bit about me, as I have the Papajo Show there. You guys put out there. I also have a Patreon as well. It's under the same name, the Papajo Show.
I got them all linked down below too.
Okay, yeah, cool, great, thanks. I also run a business, Aster Blockchain Consulting, where I do one-on-one consults with people around blockchain technology and stuff like that. I'm also listed on Bitcoin Consultants Worldwide, or bitcoinconsultants.world. There's a whole bunch of consultants out there that are very similar, different areas of knowledge and understanding around blockchain technology and cryptos and things like that as well. So those are a couple different things that I've got my hands in right now. There's some other stuff too that I've got some irons in the fire that I will eventually talk about, and I can't talk about yet.
Okay.
But a little bit of background about me. I've been in the blockchain space since late 2011. I was one of the earlier miners. Lots of bumps and bruises and scrapes along the way. Having a lot of fun with that. Learning really the whole time. My goal with that was to learn the technology. I'm a technologist. I've been in IT from a career standpoint for about 20 years, going on 21 actually, and some for some of the stuff. So I'm deeply grounded in technology, and my goal with learning what blockchain did or does was to, once I realized what it does and how you can use it in real world applications. And that's kind of where I set myself apart from a lot of other people in this space. As I look at the different business use cases, the world problems, business problems, and I look at blockchain and say, okay, can it be applied in this space or that space, or to solve this or to solve that? And I'm just, I'm really good at doing that kind of stuff too. But yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know that me and you are going to be, we're going to see each other in Florida. You're going to be making it down for Mark Moss's event. I don't think
that's
you're
correct.
Make it down for the other one, but we'll hopefully get a chance to do some recording and get to know you a little bit better and do something in person while we're there.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds a lot of fun.
And I'll just take that moment to, again, just let people know that I did do that video yesterday, that I encourage people to check out the Miami video with the pink thumbnail, and I'm giving away three tickets to Miami crypto experience. So 2 people have commented about potentially wanting to go. They haven't confirmed, so there's still technically at least 1 ticket up, but potentially 3 tickets up for grab if you're going to be in Miami for November 10th, 11th, and 12th for the Miami crypto experience. The details are in that video, and you can comment on that video as well to be able to.
I may hit you up on that one. I will be arriving on the 11th, so I don't know when yet, but I'll let you know.
Well, I've got a cushion, so I mean, 3. I can give away 3. Still get you in and be all right. So
cool.
So yeah, so that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to leaving next Wednesday and being out in Miami. I like Miami. It feels like a second home almost. I go out there.
It's been a while for me to be down there, so being down there again is gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah.
I'm gonna try to get Sean out of his house eventually for one of these events. I know he's not. Now I have to publicly acknowledge that Sean is not terrified to go outside. That he is fully capable of it. I just like to make jokes, but he's been crying himself to sleep apparently because of my joke.
Oh, brother!
So I had to make good. I had to make good.
You guys are
okay.
awesome.
You told me you lay in a fetal position. I just assumed.
I've never said before. You ever know? I have trouble falling asleep.
So
you and me both, man. I can't sleep before 2 a.m. most days. It's just
it's like I could stay up and do stuff, or I'm gonna go to bed, and then I just lay there.
Yep.
Just lay there.
And I start reading, and sometimes that helps me, but a lot of times it doesn't. So that's when my brain turns on. That's where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to look at this technology or that technology. It's like, oh, and it actually puts me to sleep.
Word.
My doctor just gave me trazodone yesterday, so I'm going to try that tonight.
We got a decent amount of news, so I'm going to try to just pound through them because it doesn't seem like
a lot of positive stuff, man. A lot of positive stuff.
Yeah, no, there is, and I don't think that a lot of it necessarily needs a lot of comments, like where we don't need to necessarily spend like 10 to 15 minutes per article. But yeah, some pretty interesting news.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to dissect or put your tinfoil hat on. It's just like it's cool, man.
Speaking of that, let me see if I can pull up this picture I downloaded that somebody sent me. It was really funny, and I'll show it to everybody if if I have it. And I think I do.
You should make it an NFT after showing it.
Someone else probably take the idea. It took me a minute to like, honestly, it did take me a minute because I saw it early in the morning. It took me a minute to figure out like what exactly was going on. I want to go ahead and make myself full screen so everybody can see this.
I did something today I shouldn't have done.
Free hat in every
box.
That's awesome.
You get it, Sean?
No.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious, man.
It really took me a minute.
I'm gonna go do that in the stores down around me.
That's
awesome.
I would do it for fun. Just go make a little sign like that and put it right there for everybody to see. And
it's not illegal. It's not
just
illegal,
make a video of the reactions of people looking at it. I think that would be fun.
That is cool.
So the first news piece, and me and Sean, like, it doesn't seem like the past couple weeks we've had like a really good feel good news story. And I think this is kind of feel good. And I can actually say this from personal knowledge. I mean, so this article is talking about the fact that breeders are seeing a surge in demand for the actual Shiba Inu dogs amidst all the hypes of Dogecoin, the Shiba coin, SHIB, all the meme dog themed coins. Some friends of mine who were the founders of Float.app, who I stream on there quite often and use the platform, they own a Shiba Inu. And I literally was talking about wanting a dog and not something too big. It wasn't even like thinking about the idea of a Shiba Inu. Now, I will tell you now, I'm not going to get a Shiba Inu. It's not going to happen. But I thought just because I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to be the dude with the same dog that most everybody else is getting. I don't want to be with the trendiest dog. At this point, I would much rather have like a Chihuahua or something. But what do you think about the article, Sean?
Well, yeah, I was thinking it's good and it's bad. As long as people really want to, keep the dogs and all that. It's not just they'll keep it and then drop it off at the pound the next.
Or kill it and get a taxidermy, dude, and then NFT it.
You're weird.
NFT
I remember, like you said Chihuahua when that Taco Bell dog was like huge back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah,
dude, you couldn't get a Chihuahua anywhere. I mean, everybody wanted a Chihuahua.
So that's another thing. It's already an expensive breed for a dog. So I mean, I imagine that the cost has gone up since the demand has gone up.
Yeah,
it's gonna go nuts.
That's the thing. So I mean, I'm not going to pay
cute dogs, man. They're cute
they're cute as hell. I mean, like every single one I've seen, it looks like this one. They look like they're smiling.
They do,
and
I got a neighbor across the street who has one.
They look happy as hell. I've never seen, even when they're barking, they still look like they're happy.
It's true.
It's kind of an interesting one. So yeah,
my dog is 19 years old.
Wow!
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't necessarily say that people are getting these pets as fashion accessories, though. I just think that people are trendy and follow trends. They may not enjoy the breed after, I don't know, but
look back 2 years ago. We've been in this a while. Look back 2 years ago. You could go further, but just 2 years ago, but we were hoping of all the things that if could happen in crypto, if we could just get something. Can you imagine thinking back then that the crypto market would have an effect on like the
dog sales
or
fast food restaurants?
I mean, just thinking about that's crazy.
Yeah,
not exactly the crypto market, but the blockchain technology. Yeah, once I started realizing blockchain, what it is, it's gonna be.
The crypto market hype has affected what people want for a dog. We would never have thought that would have been a thing 2 years ago. You know what I mean? That it would get so big and popular and out that would be a thing. That's just nuts.
No, I agree. But, obviously we see it happening. It's infiltrating into the world and it's beautiful. It's just a matter of just, watching it and trying to help steer people in a better direction. And this story came up last minute. I found it to be interesting. Sean may or may not know this. Papa Joe probably doesn't. I was involved in a project in 2018.
Was it Liberland?
No. Liberland's
Okay.
actually a legit thing. It's not. I wouldn't call it a project, but there is a similar idea to this article in Nevada.
Okay.
That
Oh yeah. I remember.
yeah, and I ultimately the guy he didn't own the land that he was selling. Claimed to own more land than he was selling. I quit, separated the company. He ended up getting he had Department of Homeland Services watching him because of a Bitcoin. He sold Bitcoin online through localbitcoins.com. Long story. Ended up having money transmittal license issues and money laundering issues because of knowing that the money came from drug manufacturing.
Oh, fun.
So he ended up like claiming to own a bunch of land, BLM land. You could buy this land cheap in Nevada. So it's not like it's impossible, but I just found out he didn't own it and he was selling more than he had. And since that, and I separated myself, that idea has kind of been in my mind. There's a group called Blockchain LLC that's in Reno, Nevada. Ben knows about this, Bitcoin Ben.
I've heard of it. Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to be creating a smart city as well. But this was really interesting. So Wyoming has basically recognized as of back in July, like way back in July.
Yeah, it feels like it's forever, but yeah.
But in July, Wyoming passed a law legally recognizing decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, which are blockchain-based entities in which members vote on the group's direction with tokens, so long as they're registered as companies in the state. So this DAO registered in the state of Wyoming and ultimately has purchased 40 acres of land. It's going to be parceling that out and creating a blockchain city.
That's fantastic. This is the
cool
way
idea.
I think we're going to see stuff go with this. Think about actually Ben has talked about how there's a high-rise going up in Nashville. It's going to be completely funded via NFTs. The whole thing, and then those who own the NFTs will reap the rewards of the rents in the building, the businesses in the building, and whatnot. I know I think there's one in Florida somewhere that's being discussed happening very similar. You
Very cool.
own a unit, you own the NFTs of the unit. It's just very similar.
I didn't send this to either one of you, but in October 31st of this year, which would have been 13 years to the day that the Bitcoin white paper was released, Vitalik Buterin puts out this, I don't know, it's not a white paper, just the discussion that he wrote out about the idea of crypto cities, and actually lists CityDAO. And CityDAO, I believe, is the one that was involved. Yeah. So Vitalik even put out a paper about crypto cities with city coins, experiments with NFTs for local artists and government-backed. There's a government-backed conference going on that has something to do with NFTs. So just as the ideas of kind of like when we think about Miami coin, but instead of it just being a separate coin in and of itself, almost this whole ecosystem infrastructure that gets created within it. So I really think this is a cool idea. And I look into a lot of things to deal with like law and sovereignty and looking into private membership associations.
Yes. That's how you get
and take all these ideas and combine them into something that may be able to help us move forward in a
that's where like I say, the blockchain technology equals freedom for humanity. And that's why I say that, because you think about everyone's freaking out about NFTs being all art and stuff like that. And they're like, how do people pay this much? People ask me all the time for a picture that's digital. I'm like, no. This is the test bed. The future of this is buying and selling any kind of real asset. So think about land, think about houses, think about cars, anything that has anything that has.
I've always made that point too. Like when NFTs first came out, that's what I was excited about. That's what I thought about.
Yeah.
So now I call them entertainment NFTs. And I like when I'm talking to Kenner, that it sounds like I'm such an old fogey, but that's what I consider this whole this wave and rage. They're entertainment NFTs. Real NFTs that I was excited about are that kind of stuff. And then with the collectibles and talking to other people, it's the connection of the real world asset with the collectible NFT. Like you buy a collectible, if you buy an autograph, you get a picture of the guy that, with getting the autograph, But if that's sold 3 or 4 times, that picture doesn't really mean anything. It's just some dude who isn't connected with the person that you're buying it from or the person they buy from. So there's nothing to prove the authenticity. But
Right.
with the NFT, if you have an NFT connected to that, that's on the blockchain. It could be sold 100 times over 10 years,
Yep.
and you'll always be able to see the whole line of where it went and verify that.
I actually think that home builders will start building out an NFT and they'll launch it on some sort of portal somewhere, and they'll have a parts list for the house, and then suppliers will fill those orders in that. You'll close the NFT, create it, whatever, at the end of the day. And then forever, whoever buys that home will know where the nails came from, what they were made from, what the material was made from came from, all that kind of stuff, what everything went into it.
Also, the builder would have proof.
Well, I mean,
Precisely that too.
And
And
then,
then,
that they didn't cut corners or anything.
in that sense,
For like
Right.
large buildings,
it
things that
wouldn't
are
have
like
to be
really, really
limited.
important.
It wouldn't have to be
I want to
limited
say something real quick about
NFTs.
the comments here. Yeah, Busy Mountain and JDO, I think you both have really good points. I think that you have to have an exit strategy for this this cycle, because we're going to hit a bear market. Everything's going to drop, and people are going to lose all their money if they just hodl.
Where you're going to lose
Exit
the amount of
strategy is
value.
important, but Busy Mountain makes a point. I think that this cycle is different than any cycles
yes.
before. This game has been changed, so it is going to be different. It is going to be different this time.
And some of the stuff that I talk about on my show is that and I'm starting to see this from friends I have in the banking industry and in the financial side of things. And they're looking for a way for when the stock market as a whole comes down, the housing market comes down, things like that, where that is going to happen. They've blown the bubble up, the balloon up too much. It's going to burst. Yeah. And that's why they're starting the tapering and all that crap. Anyways, they're coming to me and they're saying, what do I do? Do I tell them to go buy gold, silver? I was like, well, yeah, sure. But look into cryptocurrency. Crypto is the exit strategy out of that mess. Yes, crypto's going to crash. It's going to come down with it, but people will be able to pull into it. I don't sell my stuff. I just accumulate more when it drops. And that's how I do my own things. And I don't want to go back into the dollar. I do not want my stuff going back into the dollar. And that's what I talk about, the sovereignty and stuff like that. Once you really understand how the banking system really works, you don't want to touch it. You don't want anything to do with it. The evil that is behind it is it is beyond,
and the lack of
most people's comprehension. And then the lack of control.
I don't know how long you've been involved in crypto, Papa Joe, but I got involved in early 2017, and I didn't sell anything during December of 2020, or excuse me, December of 2017 and January of 2018. I didn't sell anything.
I accumulated then. I've been in it since late 2011.
So, I mean, but now here's the thing though. If you're in a bull market and we're going to hit a point where things are going to retrace down, then ideally people are going to want to, and again, not financial advice, but they have to figure out a strategy that works for them and either take out what they've initially put in, sell everything and reaccumulate when prices go back down. There's a lot of different strategies that could come about, but we don't know what's going to happen with the markets. We don't know if this is going to be a typical cycle. We don't know if it's going to extend out. We don't know if we're going to just have like a bunch of little small cycles. We could have a repeat of what we just had like over the past 6 months, repeating itself over the next few years in like a super cycle type situation.
Yeah, because we have institutional money that changes.
But if you don't take profits, if you don't, and you can use stable coins.
I prefer to just use it. That's what if I'm gonna spend it, I'm going to use it. I will find somebody who will accept crypto for what I want to buy, and I'll just do that.
But we're talking about like an 18-month, 2 years bear market where it's constantly going down. So it's hard to use it all right then.
That's fair.
I think you need an exit strategy, a good portion of it where honestly, I'm looking probably precious metals that take crypto, like money metals.
Money metals exchange, they do take crypto.
Money metals, and
all my gold and silver that I bought the past 2 years have been bought with crypto from money metals.
We accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
They take everything. They take like 20 different.
Instead of taking profit by selling, you could
store
buy
your value in silver and gold.
And
Block
then
that value.
then you could even, now this is a very trusted dealer, and you can also do your research, but you can also let them hold it for you.
And I would never do that ever. I don't trust
I'm just
anyone.
saying, if you ever did do something like that and chose to go that route, then you could actually get loans, collateral loans against your own precious metals and not be using
You can do that while holding it though. And then you can send them what you want. But ever since was about a year ago, when people were starting to pull their silver and their gold and it wasn't theirs. If you bought silver in 1997 and that's yours, they're not supposed to mess with it. It's supposed to go in a safe. And then if you call in and you want your silver and you're getting silver that's stamped 2010,
There's a
it's
problem.
not your silver. So, and that happened to everybody.
Right. No,
So,
I get you. I know what you're saying when you come to
It's
that.
obvious that
Now,
it's
I
not
mean, I am a
mess.
proponent, even with cryptocurrencies, not your keys, not your crypto. If you're not holding it, you don't own it in any capacity, but there are benefits if people, because I'm telling you what, like, let's just say you don't live in a good neighborhood and you don't feel safe having that much stuff at your own home, then it would benefit somebody to have it at a facility or to get a safe deposit box.
There's rumblings now of confiscation. Gold, silver, it's a possibility.
Not
so
silver,
that's the
but
first
gold.
place they go. That's the first place they would go.
I know. No, I've been talking about it.
Go back to the last story, man. I didn't give my 2 cents on this last story. I think there's something much bigger that no one's talking about with it. With Texas, and Texas already was like the biggest state that people are moving to. But now, and then there's Florida. I think Wyoming
is a lot more appealing than Texas.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's absolutely not. But just shut up and let me make my point.
Is hot and smells like
mute yourself. Hey, you mind muting your microphone there, bud? Listen,
you mean mute your microphone?
This is going to be a wake-up call.
It's a wake-up call for what? It's a wake-up call for what?
Oh, I wasn't talking. I lost my train of thought. It's a wake-up call for the tech industry, for these cities like San Francisco and that whole area, because these are, number one, they're going to be wealthier people who've been in crypto that are moving to it, and they're going to be tech people. They're going to be smart people, and those people would not have been going to Wyoming if it wasn't for the laws that they've been passing.
Right.
For the
true.
For what they've been creating. What the government's been creating, what the people have been creating, what a true community of that's what your government should be. It should be a community-driven idea, and that's what they're creating in Wyoming. That's what they're doing in Texas. If Florida follows suit, it's gonna really hurt these other communities, cities, when they start losing these really, really good people that pay taxes.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
People that these are the citizens you want, and they're going to lose them to places like Wyoming. There's
a great shuffle happening right now.
But one of the states with one of the lower populations, it's like Dakotas and Wyoming. This is going to be where people go. It's not for the weather. It's you know what I mean. This is the reason that they're going is because of this, and they're it's really gonna change things. I think this is going to change things more than anyone talking on YouTube or anything else. This is going to get the attention of policymakers.
No, I agree, and I mean, I really
think
there's a lot of pro legislation for blockchain when it comes to other states.
I was going to say, I think
Nevada's
that we're going to
very, very cool, but I think you're going to start seeing more. And as we kind of get into the article about the mayors, that will also show where things are headed.
Here's something else I think we kind of maybe think about here too. From a software perspective, when you fork the software and it creates two different branches, I think you're going to end up seeing, like what Sean's saying, is that these different states and areas are going to collect all these people because that's where they want to be. And you're going to see, I think, society split into the different types. We see this with all the different things that are taking place with all the mandates and everything else. People want it and people don't. people are going to be part of the blockchain and the crypto cities, and there are going to be people who think it's the worst thing ever, and you're going to have that. There's going to be society is going to split, and it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing, because when it comes to software, you can remerge and then continue from there. But that while that branch is taking place, there's better coding or building or new different things taking place, and I think that that's what we're going to start seeing. And to Sean's point, people are already shuffling around. The country's shuffling like crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, people are, but I will say right now, no matter what is happening with something like this in Wyoming with a DAO and land, Puerto Rico and tax benefits are a lot more appealing to people. So maybe when those can be combined, that would be great. When states can start changing some of their existence, but obviously, Puerto Rico's not a state, so they can't really compete in that aspect. I wasn't gonna. It just makes sense, I guess, to go ahead and go into the mayor stuff, since we're kind of like talking about local. So the New York mayor, and then New York mayor-elect Eric Adams says he'll take his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. Now the thing is, they don't have a way of paying in Bitcoin, so he would have to exchange. Then the other one is Miami mayor saying he would take his entire salary in Bitcoin.
Yeah, did you see on Twitter when all this was happening?
Well, hold on. The last one I saw was Tampa's mayor to accept Bitcoin. So now we got 3 different mayors in 3 different cities talking about accepting Bitcoin. Then we're seeing like the city talk of creating cities and city DAOs and city coins. And yeah. So what were you saying about Twitter?
So I was watching this as it was unfolding, like as soon as he posted it.
Which one?
And then the New York mayor posted it, and then the Miami mayor commented that, hey, I'm going to do this. I want to take my pay. And so then they started talking about, it was like a friendly rivalry. They started talking in the comments. I thought it was amazing, right? And also this week, I'm going to pull up my Cash App here. I got Bitcoin.
He didn't send me any, man. I'm
from
pissed.
Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers didn't send me no Bitcoin, man. I'm really pissed at Aaron Rodgers.
He doesn't like you because you're kind of a dick sometimes, but he likes me, and he sent me some Bitcoin. So I thought that was amazing that, like, these celebrities and these people are starting to talk about it, but mayors is kind of a whole different thing. It shows
a very different thing.
Look at this, what I just seen. Hold on.
That's your local municipalities. I mean, that's your cities.
Do you see what
I can't see it?
It says Cash.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, for 13 and up with their parent or guardian's approval. Wow.
I think Elon. Somebody asked if it include cryptos for them yet, and Jack responded, no, not yet.
Well, I have friends that they just won't get into crypto. They don't trust it.
I have. Oh man.
Yeah, so many people. But when they see that, like, their bank isn't doing it now, or if the mayor is accepting Bitcoin for a paycheck, that's it, dude. Those people are in. Those walls have come down that you couldn't break through. They're down. That's it.
You're seeing the adoption. The adoption.
This is not just for drugs. Like, there's something you can talk to. You're blue in the face.
Hey, now hold on.
Show stuff, and there's people.
DC's mayor. If it was old DC mayor Marion Barry, remember he got caught with crack. Maybe he would have spent his Bitcoin on crack.
But it's not. But they'll see that it's not just for drugs. It's not just for trading people.
It's for you.
It's something legitimate, and this is what we needed. This is a huge thing, man. Not just that it's in the news and.
Well, it's funny. It's like these guys are trying to compete against each other for it. Like, oh, you'll do your first 3 paychecks. I'll take all my paychecks.
Yeah, but then they started talking about blockchain and crypto bigger in the city, more crypto friendly. They started. They were like, I hope one day that New York can be as crypto friendly as Miami already is. That kind of thing. And I thought it was awesome, man. These are huge cities.
So I didn't mention this before. I do work somewhere full time at a retailer, and I can't tell you guys where I work, but they are already building blockchain related things inside the business. They're not talking about it, and they're just going to start using it. This is the way, and you see Walmart doing this. El Salvador, Walmart, McDonald's, whoever is an American business there, they have to accept crypto there now. So everybody's freaking out about that. They're going, wait, Walmart accepts crypto? Why aren't they doing it here? So when they're starting to ask these questions, and the adoption is starting to really ramp up. I think we're going to see a massive adoption run here. And this is different than before.
You brought that up Now, I want to ask you a question on that.
All right.
From the tech point,
Mhm.
if basically what you're saying is that these big corporations, if they want to do business in this country, they're going to have to get on board with it. If you're going to be Walmart, if you want to do anything in El Salvador, you're going to have to accept Bitcoin. So in doing that, do you think the push will come for Walmart to say, hey, man, just make a Walmart coin. We'll just do it all. It's easier for us to control. It's easy for us to use. If they're going to set up the infrastructure, wouldn't you think they'd put their own cars on the highway?
Not necessarily, because those would have
everything's going to be tokenized, man. If anything,
it will eventually get there as to be a token.
That has like their own sort of Walmart card, or where you can purchase.
That's what I was going to say. Is you're going to have
will be replaced, because
you're going to have
gets rid of the plastic. I mean, it takes away a lot of. They don't have. It's going to take away a lot of their bottom line of having to produce those cards, because they're not going to need to do the cards, because they can just go tap.
That's the rewards program. I actually have a friend of mine. He's building right now a e-commerce rewards program, and it's going to be a blockchain base. And whoever wants to buy into the application, into the project, they'll be able to white label whatever coin they want, spit it out, and that's what there's going to be rewards. I think
that's what
the coins are going to be
on a huge level.
Right. Yes. That's where I think that's going to happen. I don't think you're going to see the Walmart or the whoever retailers. I don't think you're going to see them create a coin that they're going to accept as payment, unless it's through like a rewards type program.
Well, I mean, they already do. They already accept digital payment. Their entire model of gift cards is it is
now. Yeah, they're already there now. All they got to do is flip it over to being blockchain and crypto.
Yeah, or even just a digital. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be blockchain or crypto. It could just be digital. In a digital format. It doesn't have to necessarily be, cryptocurrency per se. That's also the other thing that people have to start realizing too, is there's not a need for everything to be a cryptocurrency, especially with a centralized project. I mean, digital representations are just fine. But there's go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I was going to say, I think there's a lot of power and freedom around using a blockchain, albeit sometimes it makes sense. Everyone sells blockchain as it's the silver bullet for everything. It's not.
No.
And there are use cases where it makes the most sense. Perfect sense. Think about supply chain. Think about medical records. Think about, I mean, I could go on and on about that.
And even a centralized blockchain makes sense in certain degrees too. There's a time and a place for decentralization.
I actually disagree with that. And I disagree with the centralized blockchain because I personally, we've tested it.
Okay.
It doesn't really work.
I'm just saying, I know that some businesses are going to have needs where they're going to need to delete things,
like a private permission.
So like your hash graph systems where they allow you to, where the blockchain, where the distributed ledger technology is not immutable.
No, I've met with them before, and that's why I met with them before in person, just like having them explain things and tearing it apart.
Well, this is the entire enterprise industry, my friend. I mean, this is how they operate. So closed.
I know. Well, that's the thing.
Centralized blockchains do serve a purpose, is all I'm saying. I don't promote them all, but I'm just saying they serve a purpose.
They do serve a purpose if they're private.
Just like an intranet serves a purpose in a corporation.
Right.
It makes sense, but there is also a lot of power behind utilizing the public chain, but using private permissioned, using maybe the consensus pieces and then having it still write to your private chain instead of writing to the public blockchain. There are ways to do that.
Yeah.
And that's the path that we're going. We're going private permission, which is it's for your retailer, your company. It's not anyone can use it, but it's using the public blockchain to process and use the algorithms to actually do everything it needs to do, and then write back to your blockchain. There are several different ways to do that, but that's where I was going with that. You're not wrong on having a private blockchain. It's not centralized though, because if you're using a retailer, they're going to have a node in every store. They're going to require their suppliers to have one in their data centers. You're going to have the nodes will still be decentralized and distributed. It'll just be private to that organization.
Right. Yeah. You can have a private decentralized distributed, or you can have a private decentralized distributed network. It can be private. It's just a matter of how you want to intend for it to be utilized.
There's multiple ways: private permission, public.
But I think
permission.
Walmart, or if they're laying that groundwork and that infrastructure, I think they would develop their own coin and tokenize and keep it all, because it's all about control.
Well, they're not really laying down infrastructure. They're utilizing, so like Verifone just set it up so that you can use Verifone sleds to accept crypto in there. All they got to do is go enable it if they're using, and I think they do use Verifone.
But if they're setting things up for Joe No Coins to use crypto and have to talk about, hey, you can use crypto, what they're going to be like, why are we going to do that and not just set our own
everything?
Like their own gas station.
Good question.
I mean, I just recently got a Walmart credit card this year because I have a gas card, but the gas usually cheaper at Walmart. I buy everything there, so I was like, and you get rewards for the gas.
Sean, didn't we talk about this a couple weeks ago about Walmart with the Coinstar?
Yeah, that's another thing. They seem to me like they're setting things up. All the Coinstars are going to do that. Yeah.
So it would not even surprise me if they had like a sort of like a private exchange in Walmart that allows for you to exchange your Bitcoin for Walmart tokens.
Amazon's working on that.
And
Amazon's
we're talking about tokenizing
retailer
for
crypto.
Like Coca-Cola and
other,
other,
you can buy you'll be able to
other brands that are starting
more,
to
you can buy more Walmart
blockchain
tokens using crypto versus
that's another thing like my point. These a lot of brands like Coca-Cola and other companies have looked at crypto and their own like tokens, and in doing that they're really taking the next step. And if they do that, I mean, most of these.
I could tell you right now, I don't think Coke's going to be doing their own token. I know pretty good detail of what's going on in their stuff there.
Pepsi did. So
Pepsi did do that, yes.
So, but my point is that I don't think that these giant mega corporations would not jump on board and kind of try to get a piece of that or consolidate everything.
Well, like in the future,
you put all these little. Your little Nabisco,
your McDonald's,
these tokens,
McDonald's
put them all
Monopoly
together.
Game. You guys remember all that?
Cash them in for Walmart tokens.
You remember the McDonald's Monopoly game?
Mm-hmm.
That will be replaced with NFTs.
I could see that.
So I mean, there's going to be a lot of different cool possibilities. Some of the other news articles we're not going to really have time to go over. So, and I'm just going to kind of skip over the Metaverse stuff. It's everything Metaverse is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
The last thing I really wanted to talk about, which I thought was a really, really cool article, was Native Americans. Why the Navajo are mining Bitcoin technology.
This is a great story. Yeah. There's a lot of facts in there that I still did. 47% of Navajo are unemployed. What is it? 1 in 3 live below. A lot of them don't have running water.
Nearly 50% of Navajo are unemployed. 40% don't have running water. 32%
don't have running water.
Without electricity, and 30% live below poverty line. That was
a lot of it is because of the scam. It's like the banking scam with the marijuana stores and other stuff. Like they're a sovereign nation, but they can't own their own land.
They're not a sovereign. They're not really a sovereign nation, though, because they've all became American citizens. They've all become U.S. citizens.
Every time I say anything, you interrupt me and correct me. But they're supposed to be a sovereign nation, the Navajo Nation, or all these, Indian reservations are supposed to exist, and they do exist when it's good for the government to not have to do stuff there. But when it comes to other stuff where they should have autonomy, they don't. If people like it said in the article, people can't own the land, they can't use it to get a loan to buy a house, to build on it, to improve. So I think this is awesome that they're using the solar farm to get the power to run the mines. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I didn't mean to interrupt you like that. I mean,
also I don't understand how with all the finally utilizing some of the power that they have for the like casinos and stuff, how the things aren't more improved and better.
Because they're corrupt, and a lot of the native nations have become basically part of the United States government in some capacity. Yeah. They don't have sovereignty. They don't have they talk about the fact that FBI has to have permission to come on a reservation, and that's not true.
No, they don't. They can do whatever they want, really, at the end of the day, and they're supposed to get in trouble, but they don't.
The perks and benefits of U.S. citizenship.
Correct.
And then, so because of that, they are by default U.S. citizens. They're all getting Social Security numbers and birth certificates. If they would have just stayed out of that system, they would have been good. And when I first heard about crypto, I'm like, why aren't the Native Americans using this? Because the only thing that beholdens the natives to the government is the US dollar. So why wouldn't they create their own community coin? When we think about city coins and things, it makes so much sense for a tribal small community to have a community coin that they all agree that has value.
And then it's outside of the entire banking system as a whole. That's what I think, that the entire banking system is going to hell in a handbasket. And I really think that when people realize that crypto is the way out,
it's already in hell, bro. That's where the
headquarters. I know. I was trying to keep it kosher, whatever. Yeah, they're already there. So no, I think that you're
666 Hell Lane. That's where it's at, dude.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're gonna. People are gonna look at this, and I think that the Navajo Nation. I think that's actually a really good point. Where if they create their own coin, and that is their money that they use, it has their value that they use. That's actually pretty cool to think about. Or like these cities, the blockchain cities, whether they're using Bitcoin or anything else that they go and create for their specific city, it's going to have its own intrinsic value. It's going to have its own monetary value that they can use amongst themselves. And I actually think that this is a way to use blockchain to step out and be free like you're supposed to be.
Another thing too that these native nations could do in theory is, like it talks about here, how the Navajo Nation has abundant energy resources, especially coal and uranium. So I mean, they could essentially, and I've actually talked to some natives in Colorado about this, where this couldn't be done. I'll explain to you why. But a commodity-backed asset. If they own a bunch of uranium, why can't they have a commodity-backed asset backed by the uranium? People could come get the uranium if they want to. I mean, that may not be the most,
Iran, Libya,
they're going to come over and get it.
All of those countries were our buddies. We weren't like just, okay, they were our buddies.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, you know what? We have a lot of really good assets and we have gold and oil. Maybe we can have a resource backed asset.
Yeah, but this isn't a nation that's competing against the United States.
Dude, our troops were there.
This isn't a nation competing against the United States. We can in our own communities can create our own community coin and give it value and use it. And the U.S. government wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's nice for like communities and communes. But if they did
but
it,
the Native Americans, why wouldn't they be able to use it?
Dude, they're this middle ground. And you talk to like they're supposed to get in trouble, but they don't.
Well, now the reason this one tribe wouldn't do it is because they consider that natural resource to be sacred. So it would actually go against.
But I'm talking about
beliefs to do a commodity.
I'm saying that if they did it, they're this middle missing link because they have this supposed autonomy. They're supposed to be like an independent nation, and that's, like you said, that's what's holding them back. If they did that, that would be a call to all other tribes. That would scare the shit out of the government, and you're talking big disruption. Big disruption.
That's what's going to happen.
It is happening. It's in the middle of happening now.
It would make sense while you're starting to see things go in that direction, that these entities, these groups that may have been afraid of the repercussions, so they're going to join it. They're not going to. There's not going to be any repercussions. So, just that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's now we're getting to the hour mark, so I thought that was a pretty good discussion. Papa Jojo, you want to go ahead and remind people again, like who you are, talk about let people know about your channel, and then again we'll get together in Miami and do some more recording.
Yeah, man, that sounds great. So yeah, Papa Joe here. I have the YouTube channel. It's the Papajo Show. I try to do a show every day at 12:30 Eastern, and then I have a Patreon show that I do every day at 4:30 Eastern. So that's where I get to be unfiltered and talk about different subjects that you can't openly talk about without being removed offline, kind of thing. So really, that's the only reason that's there, is just so that I can have real conversations about very deep subjects. And some of them are very deep. So I have a business, Aster Blockchain Consulting. AsterBlockchainConsulting.com is the website where I'll do one-on-one consults. I'm also listed and part of a worldwide consulting group, as they are the Bitcoin Consulting, bitcoinconsulting.world. And there's a bunch of different people there that do a lot of different things. Yeah, my background is I've been in blockchain crypto space since late 2011 as an earlier miner, and lots of experience and more than 20 years of experience in IT. So I'm very versed on how this stuff works, and
Now, I
I
want to ask
really
you
enjoy
something,
it.
man. Because
Yeah.
you said Patreon, unfiltered, all that. How are you
Yep.
putting your video? How are you putting your videos on Patreon for your viewers, for your patrons to watch?
Using the same tool we're using right now, I just select it as an unlisted video.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and inform you. You ready for
Sure.
this?
Yeah.
Stop doing it,
Okay.
because you're going to have repercussions.
Yeah.
Start another
I guess
channel.
you know from experience.
unless I would say start a completely separate channel and then use that channel to upload to your Patreon. Don't do it on your regular channel. The reason I'm saying this is because on October the 8th, less than 30 days ago now, I got two emails. One that didn't affect my channel, but they removed a private video because it went against YouTube's terms and conditions.
A private video.
Private. Then the second email was me getting another video removed and got a strike, and that was for an unlisted video that was on Patreon. So two videos that day, private and unlisted. So they said as long as it's on YouTube, doesn't matter if it's private, unlisted, or public, it falls under. So if it's on your channel and they decide they don't like it, it could give you a strike for something that you don't even have publicly available. So
that's good advice.
You can always just trade them right off real quick. Go start another channel, start transferring them over, get them off your regular channel, transfer them back over your Patreon, just bloop, wash your hands clean.
Yeah.
Be careful, dude.
That's a good idea.
It's a dirty world. I've been learning all the tricks.
You've been in this a lot longer than I have, man. So I'm just now I'm only into this a couple months now. And so, yeah, that helps a lot. So I really
appreciate it. And I learned you don't show your penis on it.
I don't want to know how you learned
that. They get real mad.
So yeah, for anybody who wants to know, I'm giving away $1,000 in Bitcoin if you can go through all of Satoshi Sean's videos and screenshot the penis appearance.
Oh, brother.
The penis appearance.
The penis appearance. Little Sean comes out.
Hey man, you don't have to pay people $1,000. If you want a picture of my penis, I'll send it to you.
Well, it's just I know it doesn't
you don't
exist.
Have to do that.
No, it doesn't exist, and maybe it'll get you some more views on your channel.
He said the clip doesn't exist.
It'll be like, where's Waldo? It'll be like, where's little Sean?
It's there. It exists. My penis exists, just not the.
I mean, technically, I never wear any clothes from the waist down at all anymore, anyway. So it's like I'm always bottomless. It's a bottomless party in the rice cave all the time.
The rice cave.
You guys are awesome.
The rice cave, man. It's where rice grows.
Oh man,
rice grows in a cave. You did not know that?
No, I'm gonna go to my friend's wedding. I want to take you, and then afterwards, I just want to throw you at him.
Sweet.
Because it's rice, throwing rice at the couple. They'd freak out.
Waiting for it.
Throwing rice.
John, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. We will definitely I'll be seeing you in Miami. You got my number. Stay in touch with me. I'm gonna bounce you out, and we're gonna wrap the stream up, and I'm done for the night. So much love. I appreciate, man.
Yeah. Take care, bud.
And there were two. All right, man. Gonna go ahead and throw up your channel. Get this thing up here, so make sure people are going over and subscribing. If you guys aren't already subscribed, go over there. If you're not subscribed, let's get them up to $20,000. Let's get them up to 20,000 subscribers. It's not really too far away. It's like less than 300.
Stuck forever, dude. It's like, but it's been creeping up.
Slowly. I kind of got in a stuck position myself, but it is what it is. I think because you haven't had this issue when you have issues where you're getting strikes. And
I've had strikes, man.
Right, but not consecutively recently. In the past few months, I've had like a month off. And that time period, really, really, really has affected like my stuff on the algorithm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the algorithm. Yeah,
you know, it's like you lose everything. And you know what really kind of like irked me a little bit? I'm happy
a lot,
for him,
man.
I'm happy for him, but it irked me a little bit. Crypto Zombie, he's back to doing content. He'll be on the show sometime soon.
Sometime, yeah.
He stopped doing content for almost 3 months and then starts picking back up, and it's like nothing ever stopped. He starts doing videos, are back in my suggested feed, all this stuff. But me, it's like fighting like a upstream battle that I can't win.
Yeah, well, he probably took off to, his dad owns a landscape company, I think so. Summer,
No, I know he's having a lot of work done to his house. He himself.
I was talking to my nephew today.
He himself is very well off at this point.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, he holds.
I was talking to my nephew, and he was like, "Uncle Sean, do you want to see the Roblox I built?" I'm like, "Sure, Justin. Okay." So he shared his screen, and this kid made like 1,000 of these mechs, man. But he's like, "This one got me banned for 3 days. I don't know why."
What is it?
Roblox. But he made this mech. Yeah, he made this little mech. He's like, "I don't know why it got me banned." And I'm like looking at it, he goes, "I think it's because I used a flesh tone for the guy in the pilot seat. They're supposed to just be white, so I guess it looks like a naked guy. I don't know. It got me banned." I'm like, "Sounds like YouTube. They tell you why?" He said, "Nope. They just said it went against our standards." I was like, "That sounds exactly like YouTube. That's what I got to go through."
Yeah, arguing, trying to find out what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
It's like against our rules. Here's our rules.
It would be. It's like being arrested and put in jail for a night or a week and not knowing why.
Yeah.
And then let you
say
go.
You broke the law.
And then they let you go and say, "Don't do it again."
Yeah, don't do it again. Well, what did it? You broke the law.
What the fuck was it I did?
It was one of the ones that.
It was one of the laws that we made out that we changed as the game kept changing as we were going on. You know, yeah, dude, it sucks. I'm trying to figure out solutions, but there's obviously, it's going to be hard for anybody to be competitive against YouTube. And then it's like you can start something and it's just an echo chamber, and I don't want that either, man.
Yeah, that is. I think that's the way it's going to be, though, man. I was thinking about how where we're going in everything. Maybe it's because I've been in crypto and like I just love. I love disruption. I would love for everything to just fall apart. Who was it? Who posted it? Oh, it was Luke. I think it was Luke. We Are Change.
Luke Karkowski.
Yeah. Karkowski. He posted this DuckDuckGo results and Google results for heart things with the stick, and they're ridiculous. I mean, like DuckDuckGo is just real news articles about stuff coming out about all these side effects, and then the other one was nothing. It was about like how safe it all is. It was so bad, and I think that it's gotten to the point where I don't know if you remember when AT&T got busted up because they were running wireless. They were like the only one. Yeah. And then they get busted up into like 4 different companies, but they still own all the companies. But it's like Alltel and
right. They had to separate the companies so that they can't. I know what you're saying.
They start the game over again and they just build it all back up into a monopoly. But they have that's the dance. So I think if Google gets busted up and even Facebook gets busted up, if they all we need that so bad, man.
Yeah, but the difference I think between those companies that you just mentioned, like the older companies, and I could be wrong. I really could because I didn't research this. It appears that your Facebooks and your Googles had some sort of government funding, whether it was DARPA related or it's just some sort of funding mechanism in the government. AT&T was around for a long time. They were a private company that went public or a public company. They weren't government started. They didn't have an incentive to do something. So I don't think that's why the White House is working with Facebook and YouTube to censor people. but they're not working right now with AT&T to. They're talking about trying to censor people's text, but they're not working with AT&T to do that.
That's
So
because,
I mean,
that's
that to me makes me feel a little bit of a difference.
That's because there's precedent. It was a phone company, and then it was a wireless phone company. It was
yeah, but it wasn't started initially like with the seed money being partially government funded.
Right, but internet is still, even though it's been around for a while, not that long when it comes to like the usual.
There's a reason why Google has won lawsuits saying that Google and YouTube as private companies are not liable, or that the First Amendment doesn't that they're not bound to the First Amendment. When the companies, they say they're private, but they're publicly traded. I can invest in a company as an individual. Anyone can invest in the company as an individual. So therefore, it's not private, and anybody can join the platforms without a private membership agreement. So it's public. So where is the privacy in that? And then the hypocrisy in all that is a local business that decides they want to operate however they want to operate, and then they're being told by their local municipality, no, you cannot operate that way. But they are a business that's privately owned. If those businesses want to allow for whatever, they should have that right, because that is their business, their property. But then you have these internet companies that the Constitution, they're not bound by the Constitution because they're supposed to be private, but yet they're public. So it's like, we just need to change the world. Any final thoughts before we get off?
I'd love to see it all disrupted, dude. Just all.
Yeah, but you don't want to see it be destroyed, because
but rip apart and have to be rebuilt, and be rebuilt right.
Well, then just make sure you take care of yourself during the painful parts.
With my what?
During the painful parts, not your painful parts, but the painful parts, because there's going to be a lot of, with destruction is going to come pain and suffering.
Well, with all growth and all change, there's pain.
I mean, if you want to get to like a philosophical point of view and like get into like the whole Shiba perspective, like you have to destroy to rebuild, but if you built it right if you built it right the first place, you wouldn't have to fucking destroy it.
I think that's what Shiba said. Yeah, to use the fucking too.
Yeah, I think you used
the worst pain in the world brings life, man. You can ask. I mean, the worst pain is supposed to be childbirth, and it brings forth life, man.
Look at Sean Henderson getting all deep.
Yeah, that's how he rolls, man.
That's how he rolls. You got anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Looking forward to seeing you in Miami.
Yeah, you're not coming, are you?
I can't. It's my girl's birthday.
How are you looking forward to seeing me?
So I'm gonna call you on FaceTime.
Oh, the other thing is I'm going to be there at the end of the month, so you have a second opportunity.
Really? Are you be there for Thanksgiving?
No, I'm going to be there from the 29th through 2nd of December. There's an event on the 30th of November and December 1st. It's an NFT DeFi conference. Me and I'm going to be speaking, doing a panel or something with a few other content creators, and networking, and that's just technically it's only 2 days, and it's during the middle of the week, so, and it's a month away, so you could figure out something.
No, so my cousin's having an operation then.
Yeah,
it's actually true, and I'm her.
And what about the 20th the 20th of December?
20th December? That's right before Christmas, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Where at 20th of December?
Somewhere in Florida.
Why do you go to Florida so much?
That's where Lisa's going to be with her next meetup.
Really? She really wants me to go to the meetup.
I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I am, because I mean I'm going to Florida this next week and the 2 weeks after, and I'm taking off after the 20th, so I wasn't even planning on working. I want to do reruns. I want to take a bunch of my old episodes and re-release them.
That's where the real money is, man, when you go syndication.
I want to take all the John McAfee ones and put them in one video, so people can just watch it.
That people use my interview like in the news.
I get that shit too.
all these game channels. No, I never knew that. No one ever said anything.
I get it. Some of them will give me credit. Some of them don't.
Yeah, but I have the famous one where he's like, "Can I do heroin?" Well, Sean doesn't want to do heroin. He's all
I'm not 100% sure, but I think Anonymous used a clip from Max Egan from one of my interviews.
Really?
Yeah.
But I told my kids, and we're like, "Yeah, we've seen that like 20 times on Twitch." There's like gamers that like play that all the time. I think it's hilarious. And I'm like, "You didn't tell me? No one told me?"
And what I was thinking about doing was taking the I got to go back and make sure I should have all the files, but taking all the files from like some of them, like I had little conversations before and after that I cut out that weren't part of the interviews. I might include those in the compilation version. It's gonna have all 7 of the interviews with the speech.
Anytime I told him I cut stuff out, he would just say it again. Whatever, man.
Oh, I never cut nothing out. It's just like sometimes I have conversations with people before I start the interview. You know, sometimes I talk with them for a few minutes after the interview. It's not really part of the interview. Like me and Charlie Lee had a conversation talking about his love for Star Wars and shit before the interview that we did.
Are you interviewing him?
No, I'm kind of pissed at him.
Miss Teen Crypto is.
That's one kind of another reason why I'm a little bit pissed, because I spoke with Charlie directly. Charlie was giving me the runaround, like he didn't want to do it, then he was going to do it. Then David Schwartz from the Litecoin Foundation reached out to him and said, Chris is trying to interview you for the 10th anniversary. And now they're doing it late at this conference remotely. That's cool. I mean,
you ever see that? You've seen Spaceballs, right?
That might just show a little bit of his priorities. He'd rather talk to a teenage girl than a grown adult.
It's so bad.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, there's a difference in people's education level when it comes to stuff, and I definitely know what the hell I'm talking about.
May the Schwartz be with you. I'm trying to make it lighthearted, man.
Yeah, no, that's actually David Schwartz's like family motto.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, and he's got the same name because there's another David Schwartz that's with XRP.
You get that from Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I know. I love Spaceballs. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
There's an animated series. Have you ever seen the animated series?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. It bugs me. I gotta go buy it. Dead Days wants to know how the hell we met. Well, I'll tell you.
It was actually because
I was going to an AA meeting, and across the hall there was another AA meeting, but that was Agregorics Anonymous, and Chris was there. So I met him there. So I was like, hey, man, you don't have to be scared to go out of your house. You don't have to be scared to go out. So I got here. Now he's going to Miami all the time, making fun of me.
It's like Fight Club. It's like people going to like all these different meetings. And that's how we met each other.
How did we meet each other?
We went to a bunch of different anonymous meetings together, and we just happened to like realize we were all at the same meetings and didn't suffer any of the same things that we were going to the meetings for. Just like in Fight Club.
Oh, Fight Club. No, that's where we did meet. Fight Club.
Yeah, it was Fight Club.
It was Fight Club. We're not supposed to talk about it.
We're not. That's the first
That's
rule.
why we don't know. That's why, because we don't talk about it, so we kind of forgot.
It was Ben. It was Bitcoin Ben. You were on one of Bitcoin Ben's shows, and I saw you, and I reached out to you, and I was like, hey, you want to come on my show?
Really?
Yeah.
I just remember us just being friends.
Yeah, I'm like the friendly guy who goes out and like contacts all these different content creators. I'm like, hey, let's do something. Let's hang out. You want to come on my show? And then
don't use that voice when you talk to him. Maybe
and then every once in a while, somebody will invite me on their show.
I really just always kind of remember us being friends. Whatever.
Forever, like it's always been.
Yeah, I remember back in 3rd grade when we did this and that. Yeah.
Well, you know, I honestly, I gotta get ready to go. But the last thing I'll say is that I feel like there's more to what life is than we know. And maybe in some previous incarnation or some different timeline, we had agreed to be in the relationship that we're in today.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That's probably it, sir.
We were friends when we were really little kids, and we just don't remember. We're like 7, and our moms were friends.
Your mom used to babysit me?
No, never babysat. She had like a master's degree and worked 2-3 jobs.
She wouldn't even babysit you.
Your mom may babysit me. I had babysitters. And I was a latchkey kid. I was thinking there's so many terms that when I was a kid that aren't used now, like latchkey
Oh,
kid,
that's sweet. We compliment each other.
broken home.
Thank you.
You know, we didn't have like single parent households when I was a kid. It's like, oh, you come from a broken home. Well, that's sad, little
It's a
boy.
good Papa Roach song, isn't it?
Broke my life in 2 pieces. That's Last Resort. Yeah. I like Papa Roach. I like Nickelback. So, you know, oh well.
I like Papa Roach, but I don't like Nickelback.
Why do people hate Nickelback?
I just don't like for one. I'm just not into like. I'm not into the songwriting style, and I'm not into the fact that you can listen to one of their songs and you basically listen to every one of their songs. You can almost
you can say that for AC/DC.
No, right? And
I love AC/DC and the fact that they don't change.
But I would tell you there's something different between AC/DC and Nickelback.
Yeah. Okay.
I
mean, but they're not.
AC/DC has a recognizable sound. They have, you know, they're one of those bands that have a sound. It's not the simplicity necessarily of the music, because there is some pretty complex stuff to some of the AC/DC stuff. But I'm just saying, you can take Nickelback. You can take some Nickelback songs and lay them on top of each other, and they are like the same song. So it's like you just taking one formula. They basically killed what they were doing by just driving it into the ground. They weren't being very creative. And one thing I will say that I did like about Nickelback is I believe they used an unused dime bag from Pantera solo in one of their songs. Can't say which song it was. That was about it.
I remember Black Ice came out, and I was all excited. My son Nick, who's the music snob.
Are we talking about AC/DC now?
Yeah, he was like, "They're still the same. There's no growth," and I'm like, "Yeah." I like that.
That's different though. But I still hear a slight progress in their sound. Like it just, how are you challenging yourself when everything that you do is based off the success of what you've done in the past?
I mean, there is something, it's different, but like Metallica just like, they went off the fucking rails.
I mean, but
you know what I mean?
It's still a change of style. I would have more respect for a band that even Metallica doing their Lou Reed album.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
It wasn't a great album, but the fact that they went outside of the box instead of saying, okay, well, this formula worked for us on album 1. So now album 2, we're going to do it again. And then we got to album 3, and it's like, what are we going to do? Well, that formula worked for album 1 and album 2, so let's do it for album 3. And that's all I
think intent matters. Then it comes across as, hey, we like doing this. We have fun doing this. This is what we're good at. We jam out doing this. Let's do this.
The same genre of music. I put Foo Fighters in that same genre of music, and there's a big difference between those two bands.
Like Andrew WK. Very kind of
last thing I'll say, you need to go actually research him. He disappeared and fell off the face of the earth just recently.
No,
for real.
He's here now. He's Andrew.
Yeah. He just like canceled a tour.
Really?
I think he got rid of his website. He just like literally just disappeared. So it's 8:19. Last time we did this, you just like left me.
Yeah, I'm sorry because we went over.
Yeah, we went over too.
I had to poop, man. I'm sorry. I pooped really bad. Being bad. Like I almost didn't make it.
All right. Well, I don't have.
I love you, man.
I'm done with today. So I love you. Any final thoughts?
You have the thing up. You don't have us up.
People can hear us.
Yeah, that's weird.
I
can be showing my nipples. Show my nipples. You guys take care. Remember, go comment. I'm giving away the NFT next week. I got 2. I might get a third one. I might buy one. I don't know. There's one with some underboob, but I kind of like underboob a lot. I'm gonna keep that. But then the other one is a crypto queen. It's really cool looking. So it's a really tough decision for me. But I'll give away one of those, and I'm gonna give away, my usual crypto stuff.
You really like your underboob?
Yeah, see over there, the Harley Quinn got that underboob. That's sexy underboob right there.
Cartoon underboob. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you guys smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to both Rice TVX and Rice TVX2 and Satoshi Sean's channel. And make sure you're checking out our guest, Papa Joe's YouTube channel. Links are down below in the video description. Whoop, whoop.
Georgia.
Word to your moms.